People have problems with every film. Right. I mean, especially my film, people have a lot of problems. One film that I could have done better, it would be Shahryar, because of certain kind of scripting issues which I didn't resolve to the last minute. This is a topic that most people in the world, just not in India, shy away from even discussing in their homes properly. Where can the idea come from except from Muruganandam, number one? Right. Second, most importantly, the idea actually to make a film on Muruganandam came from Twinkle. Hi, this is Balki here. You're watching Bollywood Hungama.
We have with us Balki sir, and he has just come up with probably his best work so far. We're talking about Padman. It's a pleasure having you back on Bollywood Hungama, first of all. Why I say that is that you have often been accused of the fact that Chini Kam, people had certain issues with the second half. So do you feel that the way that the sort of response has been there for Padman, do you think that this is your best work so far?
You just go about doing whatever the best you can do in every film. People have problems with every film. Right. I mean, especially my film, people have a lot of problems. Right. Because I feel I feel because they believe when they see a subject which is different, they believe that it ought to have been treated in a particular way in their heads, you know, a lot of time. And I don't know how to kind of respond to all that, because I just do things that I want to do and I feel is my way of doing things. So whether it's Chini Kam, Kiyanka or this or Shahryar, I just did exactly what I could. If there's one film that I could have done better, it would be Shahryar, because of certain kind of scripting issues which I didn't resolve to the last minute. Right. And I was struggling with it. But otherwise, I feel that more or less I couldn't have done anything better than what I've done. Now,
in terms of Shahryar, definitely, because I think there are certain things in that film which were really amazing, especially what happens with Dhanush at the end of it. I think it was choreographed wonderfully, but maybe people had certain other ideas as well. But at the same time, in terms of the impact, the social impact that this film is causing, this film is having, in that regard, do you feel that it's a very special film, Padman?
Yeah, in that regard, possibly it's not just my most special film. I think it's one of the most special films that has been made.
Yeah, exactly.
Only because I don't think worldwide, anywhere, this topic has been, portrayed in cinema in a mainstream way, which reaches a lot of people. So therefore, I feel that for India itself, it's one of the progressive faces of cinema, this particular film. Because, you know, we keep calling India regressive, we can't do this in this country, we can't say this in this country, we can't show this in this country. But finally, we've been the country that has actually shown the first film about menstrual hygiene, which makes us, possibly one of the most progressive countries in the world in cinema. This is a topic that most people in the world, just not in India, shy away from even discussing in their homes properly. Right. So if it's there in cinema, I think it says a lot about how our country feels and thinks.
Okay, and we've had this murmuring, these discussions since quite some time that idea kiska tha? Who came up with this idea first? All sorts of theories, they have been there. So would you like just put that thing into to rest?
Because ultimately,
because it was being said that it came from Twinkle Khanna, and then you had this thing that
No, the idea was very clear. Yeah, see, first of all, it's a story of Muruganandam's life. It's like where can the idea come from except from Muruganandam, number one. Right. Second, most importantly, the idea actually to make a film on Muruganandam came from Twinkle. Okay. Because she met Muruganandam in London, and she had actually called me and said, would you like to kind of do a film on this one? I thought about it, and I said, where else will you get a chance to kind of do a mainstream film on menstruation and menstrual hygiene? Nowhere in the world has been done. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. I said, absolutely fine. But the thing is, where it's being misunderstood, it is not based on any short story or anything of that. It's not based on Twinkle's short story, because both of us wrote the film, and both of us wrote those two pieces at the same time. So her book is a different version of his life, and my film is a different version of his life. Right. Actually, completely. But the commonality, of course, is his life. So if the idea of the film truly belongs to anybody, it's actually Muruganandam. But the vision of making this film actually is Twinkle's.
Yes, because I think too much of confusion has been there, but the credits in the movie, I think they give out quite clearly, because she has been credited with the concept.
The idea of the vision of making this film.
Yes.
Conceptually, she wanted to make this film. Right. But the story is quite different from what's there in the book, because actually both of them were finished at the same time. Right. And both of us didn't know what we were doing.
Right, absolutely. Okay.
Hi, this is Balki here. You're watching Bollywood Hungama.